Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, January the 29th, 2016. I decided to film today's video outside where it's about 32 degrees out. It's clouding up. Snow showers are predicted for the rest of the day. You knew it wasn't going to be sunny out, right? Today's topics will be more about the seller hub, more about blocking people, when and when not to block them, a little bit about the China sellers, something about an eBay webinar from the other day, more about refunds, and some updates. So guys, let's get started. First of all, as you know, last weekend we had a crazy snowstorm here, 23 inches, and I decided on a whim to put out a little snowblower video. I didn't think really anybody would view it. I know I've got some loyal subscribers that love this kind of thing, and I was shocked that I've had about 1,100 views. 1,100 views in less than a week. That's crazy. People really wanted to see some snowblowing activity. But anyway, that happened, and at this moment, Friday, when I'm recording this video, my eBay feedback is now 9,990. 10 more to go for the magic 10,000 number. I expect to hit it this week. I had originally planned a contest, but there's just not enough time to get it together, so I'll make another contest about something else in a few weeks. But as I said, when I do hit the 10,000, I will do a real celebration number for you guys. I don't know if I'll make a video midweek when I hit it, or if I'll just wait till next Friday. Since I'm real short on time, I'll probably wind up waiting till next Friday. Alright, let's get into some eBay topics. First of all, how were your sales this last weekend? Here on the East Coast we had a storm, and I noticed that greatly affected the sales. Saturday, when we had the storm, everybody had to stay inside. Consequently, sales were up. People were buying. Sunday, sales were horrible. It was one of my worst Sundays ever on eBay. I only made 2 sales because all the East Coasters were outside shoveling. I'm not sure where the West Coasters were, but I don't think they were on eBay, sadly. But since then, sales have stabilized and come back, and I was curious to see if you guys had any peaks and valleys last Sunday during this storm as well. I'm still learning the nuances of the seller hub, which I like for the most part, but one fallacy that I've encountered is that it repeatedly asks me to sign into eBay. So if I sign in at 9 o'clock in the morning and I start working, it's not unusual to get prompted to sign in 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I don't know what's up with that. I've had other friends of mine complain as well. Do you guys notice that with the new seller hub, you're prompted to sign in way too often? I wonder if there's anything we can do about that. But aside from that, I do like the new seller hub. I've had quite a few people write in about blocking bidders. What is your feeling on blocking bidders? Myself, I find it a necessary tool. I don't use it often. Back in the early days of eBay, I used it like crazy. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. Because back in the early days, when I was doing auctions only, I was getting so many deadbeat bidders. And my policy is, if you don't pay, you're blocked. Alright, that's it. Now, of course, I do fixed price listings, so I don't have that problem. But occasionally, you will run into an instance where you need to block a bidder, and I think the tool is very, very useful. Is there anybody out there that does not like the tool? I'd like to hear from you guys. I think most of you like it. If anyone doesn't, I'd like to hear about that. I know a lot of you guys get pissed off with lowball offers. Lately, I have been inundated with lowball offers, more than I've ever had. And they don't bother me, not a bit, because a lot of times you can convert a lowball offer to a sale. But my lowball offers lately have been just one-shot deals. They'll hit me with a lowball offer. You know, I'll say, no, I can't go that low because I have to pay eBay fees, PayPal fees, and the new, more exorbitant shipping fees. And none of them, not a single one of them this week, have come back with a counter offer. I mean, that kind of bummed me out. But again, it didn't upset me. It's part of doing business. But there was one that did upset me. And this is something I've talked about in the past. It happens to me occasionally. I don't think it ever happens to you. Have any of you guys ever been asked to send your item at no cost to a bidder? I mean, literally no money. They want it for free. It happens to me once in a while, not that often, and it's because they bought an item from another eBayer, and the item is either wrong or there's something wrong with it, or they made a mistake, they purchased the wrong item, and they want me to take the other person's item back and switch it for mine. Can you believe the absolute cast iron balls of somebody like that? It happened to me the other day. And you know, when the guy started contacting me through eBay right away, I had a bit of a warning sign. I said, something's not right here. I have a feeling this guy's going to try and pull a switcheroo. And sure enough, he did. Basically, he wanted an item, and he was confirming, is this the right size for me? I said, yes, it is. Well, he goes, I also need the hardware that goes with it. I said, yes, I've got that too. I even sent him a picture. I bent over backwards for the guy. After all, back and forth with the emails, he writes back to me and says, listen, I really just need the hardware. I bought the item. Well, he didn't come right out and say he bought the item. He said, I really need the hardware. I have the incorrect hardware for the item. How about if I give you what I have and you give me what you have for free? What balls? I checked watch count, and sure enough, he bought the item from another seller. I said, sir, you bought the same item from another seller. Why don't you ask him for the correct hardware? He never wrote back to me. That is something that bugs me out. Have any of you guys ever had a buyer ask you to make good and switch your item for something they bought from someone else and not want to pay you a dime? It's happened to me, I'd say at least half a dozen times in my eBay career. It's just something that mystifies me. But anyway, I just thought that would make you laugh and maybe even chuckle a little. We talked about refunds in last week's video, and I read all your comments about that. And a few of you guys commented that when you are asked for a refund, you do not ask to get the item back. You just bang, approve the refund, give the guy his money back, and let him keep the item. So I want to know from you guys, when you do issue a refund, do you ask for the item back? What is your policy? My policy is, if it's the customer's mistake, if they purchased the wrong item, I want the item back. If they bought the wrong size, the wrong color, I know mistakes happen, and I'll give them a refund. But I want my item back. Period. Now, if I make a mistake, and a guy buys an item, and I make a mistake and I send them the wrong size, well, hey, that's on me, okay? That's my fault. In that case, I'll send him the replacement item, of course, at no cost to him, and I would not ask him to go out of his way, or if I did, I would at least pay the shipping back. I had a case recently that was kind of interesting. I think I mentioned it, or maybe I didn't. It was right around the holidays. A guy purchased an item for me. I sent it right out. Around 3 weeks later, he contacts me and says, Joe, the item's never come. I looked in the tracking update, in your tracking number, it shows it made it halfway to my state, and then it dropped off the map. So I checked, and he was telling the truth. And I feel 3 weeks is way too long to wait. I said, sir, no problem whatsoever. I will send you a replacement at my cost right now. And I did. I sent the one out because it's not his fault. He shouldn't be made to wait 3 weeks. It's the post office's fault. Not mine, not his. but still, he's the guy that's getting dicked over. So I know that a few of you guys have been affected with such a thing. Some of you guys send a replacement, some of you don't. I'm just wondering a consensus of how you guys feel about that. I myself don't want to see any customer get stung. All right? Even if it's by the post office. It's not the customer's fault. And if you ever try and file for a freaking claim at the post office, they don't want to know you. They say you have to do it online, and it's good luck. I have never, in my life, in my 16 years on eBay, had a successful claim with the post office. However, I have had successful claims with UPS. When things arrive damaged, they have paid right away and not given me any trouble. But again, the post office for the most part is a lot cheaper, even with the new rates. Here on the East Coast, it's much cheaper for me to use the United States Post Office than to use UPS. When I ship out west and it's a big bulky item, then UPS is usually favorable. In last week's video, some of you guys made comments about the China sellers, how they're hurting your business, and I agree with you 100%. God, I'd like to run them all off eBay, every one of them. Or at least make them play on a level playing field with us, paying the same shipping that we pay. It is cheaper for a China seller to ship an item from China to the United States to us than it is for us to ship from, let's say, New York to New Jersey. It's freaking disgusting. Absolutely makes me want to throw up. And I know you guys are unhappy with it too, and there's very little we can do about it. Some other people had written in one of the Facebook groups saying that they're also sick of getting dragged off eBay. Meaning, if they go and look at an item that they're interested in buying on eBay, they click on it, they view it. On the right side, you have those sponsored links. You may be interested in this, and it takes you off eBay. Somebody posted it in the Facebook group last night, Thursday night, and one of the eBay representatives actually came back and said, yes, the same thing has happened to me, and it's something we're looking into. He didn't make any promises, but he did say they're looking into it. So hopefully, at some point, they will stop that crap. It's counterproductive. I want anybody who's on eBay to stay on eBay. If you're searching for an item on eBay, you should not be taken off eBay with these sponsored searches. They're ridiculous, they're counterproductive, and they hurt all of us. I think all you guys agree on that. Other than that, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. eBay is the best place to sell your items in 2016. Now, I know a lot of you guys are loyal to Amazon. You sell your books, your CDs, your electronics. Guys, you do what works for you. eBay has always been a good way for me to sell my products, and I'm going to upsell them once again. Guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver, and you're not. Also, I'm cold, and you're not. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next Friday, where I will plan to celebrate my 10,000 feedbacks on eBay, where I'll be dancing, singing, I'll have guests on stage. Maybe not. But anyway, good sales to all of you. Thanks for watching once again. See you next week. Rock on.